Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's address the elephants in the room. Last week, I came with the video, and the video rolled and rolled and rolled, and you're probably expecting me to say, Happy New Year. I'm so sorry. I got into your house. I started gossiping and I didn't even greet you. I am so, so sorry. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2024. I hope it has started as wonderfully for you as it has for me. Guys, never in my wildest imagination did I ever think that I would be saying these words with my mouth. Okay, there's no other way to say words. Sign language with my mouth. I never ever thought that I would come on here and talk about starting over my whole career at the age of 29. I graduated when I was 22, started working around about that time, and I started building momentum, but I was like, I'm climbing this ladder, but I think this ladder is mounted on the wrong wall. And it's either I continue getting on the wrong building or I get off this ladder and start building anew. And you'll understand why it's important that I share my story, particularly because when I actually coach my clients, when I consult with them, when I take them through my program, the biggest fear they have is, okay, I've built a ramp as a lawyer, I've built a ramp in academia, I've done so much work already. And I've realized that what I actually love to do is nowhere close to what I've been doing. Do I have to start over? And let me tell you, it seems like you're starting over. And even as I'm saying it now, I'm starting my whole career over at 29. It's really not true. I'm starting over, yes, but I'm not starting over from scratch. So today, we're going to talk about how God is such a funny man. Because remember last year, okay, let me talk about my business. Last year, I came on here and I put on airs like, oh, I no longer relate to people who are struggling in their careers, who are stuck in a career they settled for. That was me. I was like, I've evolved, guys. Move with the times. Now I want to speak to organizations. And God was like, have you seen my servant Mpumi? Because I don't know that girl. God is such a funny man, and I'm going to show you how, particularly in 2024, he made it a point that I can still relate to the people that have been, from the inception of my life and my career, attached to my purpose. So, hear how I'm starting over my career and how that will help you on your journey to discovering what your professional purpose is, but finally aligning it to your profession. Let's go. Okay, so I think with everybody else, whenever you're faced with a decision to, this is how you start, so this is where you need to start, the biggest question is, but where do I start? What do I need to get started on this journey? And I will admit, I was also like, Lord, my trajectory was corporate, and that hasn't changed, by the way. But I was like, if you're telling me to start over, what do I have? And God's like, what a funny question, girl. What do you have? And I went back to the archives and I looked at all the things that God deposited in my spirit and all the assets I've gotten since discovering what it is I'm supposed to do. And I realized I know so much. I've done so much. I can give so much. And there's really no problem with giving that thing over and over and over again. In fact, that was my biggest problem, right? So I was like, I think I've said everything I can say about purpose. I think people have heard my mind already. I had a challenge, I had courses, I had a program. People know what I'm about to say. I've put out so much material on social media. And God was like to me, do you read the Bible? And I was like, I read the Bible. And he said, okay. Does the Bible give you different stories after 2 years or every year? Do you read the same thing or is it different things every year? And I was like, geez, the Bible hasn't changed in years, but every time I take it. And even if it's just one story over and over again, I never come up with the same lesson. That lesson that I got is still entrenched, but I see a new dimension. I see a new perspective. And God was literally like, sharp, then keep saying the same thing because you're evolving, you're growing, your people are growing. Even if it means you have 12 things you talk about, by the time you get to the 13th time and you have to go back to the first thing, so much has changed. You've gotten information. Everything literally has evolved. And so continue, like the Bible, giving the same stories, but giving a different perspective and sharing a different point of view. So with that, does my journey into corporates change? I'll still be consulting corporates. I'll still be doing a whole lot of corporate speaking engagements. I'm still taking Purpose to Profession, which is my 12-week program into corporates. But I realized that I left very important people behind, and those people are you. Because even going into corporates, I'm chasing you, not your bosses. I'm not chasing the people who pay your salaries. I'm chasing you. You are the one that my message is for. You are the one that my mission is attached to. And so, yeah, I'll still continue that. But as somebody who's starting over, as somebody who's literally rebuilding their career in the talent development space, in the personal professional space, if you ever had a question of, oh no, do I have to start my career over? Just look at me. Look at what I'll be doing. Listen to what I'll be saying. Take opportunity or take advantage of the things that I'll be throwing your way for you to start over, because we know that that is a myth. You've already acquired skills, you've got knowledge, you've got expertise. There's no way you'll be starting over. You will be starting from experience. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm going back to that old time religion. If you grew up in the church, you know the song that goes, give me that old time religion. We're going back to the old time religion. If you've been with me for a while and you're like, oh, I know what's coming after this, I know what she's going to say, sharp. I nearly said sharp, ne? But okay, that's fine. You will hear and learn so much more just from being reminded, because a lot of the times, in all honesty, we don't need new information. We just need reminders. We need to know how to apply what we've been told already. Because if we applied everything we knew, we wouldn't be where we are. So if you're still where you are when I started my brand, maybe you need me more than you think you do. But in any case, I've listened to a whole lot of things that I've said over the years, and I'm always blown away because I'm just like, ooh, this wisdom. And obviously I credit that to God. But every time I listen to the things I've said, it changes my view. I know something to do that is different to what I did back then. And so this is what starting over looks like for me. It looks like bringing back what God already gave me to give back to you. So what does this look like? This looks like consistent content, because consistency is a thing, hey? A very boring thing. But it looks like consistent content. Every week coming on here, giving you my best energy, giving you my best thoughts and ideas, giving you the best of me. So expect that. And I'm telling you because I want you to keep me accountable. Sissy, wawute. Every week, it's going to be you and me. Talking like this, you giving me your thoughts on what I've said, because here's the other thing. I'm not an authority. I'm not a superior in this whole thing. We are in this together. The only difference is I've walked a couple more steps ahead of you. So if we're going to move together, I can't keep walking, leaving you behind. I'm going to turn back every now and again, get a hold of your hand, pull you a little bit. We're in this together. So this looks like weekly content. It looks like bringing back those webinars, those free webinars that I would host that you loved so much. And I've hosted multiple iterations over the years. I had one called A Purpose That Pays the Bills. That was my very first webinar, and it was a hit. And I don't know what in my mind made me change that webinar to something else, but you're going to get that again. We had Where's My Purpose Taking Me Next? That's coming, but will come later down the line. What else did we have? The 15 P's of purpose. We had a lot. All of those things are coming back, and they're only coming back because they meant so much to those who benefited from them. And here's the other thing. This is like, if you've been to Gold Reef City, you know that it's not the same people that go to Gold Reef City all the time. So if Gold Reef City was like, guy, man, we've been in Joburg for all those many years. I don't know how long Gold Reef City has been in existence. If they were like, people from Joburg know this place, let's just move and go to the Eastern Cape. They don't do that because they recognize a lot of people come to the fun fair, a lot of people come to the theme park, and even if it's the same people, they always get a new experience every time. Because sometimes someone comes with their boyfriend and then their boyfriend dumps them and they get in another relationship and they're like, let's go to Gold Reef. It never ends. Sometimes they go with friends, with family, and that is what I'm anticipating, right? I'm anticipating that even people who've been with me for a while will come back because the experience is always different. But I'll also get new people that come onto this Ferris wheel that will be hearing of me and from me for the very first time. That's what I need us to do. I need us to go back to what we knew, because what we knew and what we did really, really worked. Another thing that I want to do this year that I've always wanted to do is bring to you live events. You know, the material that I'm taking into these corporates, you deserve it at that level too. So maybe once a quarter, we will be gathering together and I'll take you through a half-day workshop where I really help you find what that professional purpose is, and for you to go beyond the resume, because I think a lot of people get stuck because they look at their CVs and they're like, my CV says, this is what I can do, this is what I know, and they don't apply themselves beyond that. I want you to go beyond the CV, beyond the resume, and really apply yourself to what is your professional purpose. And then I'll bring back the big guns, Purpose to Profession, which is my 12-week, or depending on your perception and perspective of time, 3-month program where we will be sitting together, really unpacking this purpose thing, really discovering what is the purpose, bringing in all your skills, your gifts, your talents, all those things. And then we say, now that we know what it is, what is the profession that aligns to it? And once we do that, we set you up to thrive in this new profession. And I'm saying new because a lot of people actually discover, would say, the reason I was feeling so much unrest is because I was in the wrong place. You may not even be in the wrong place. You just need to be in a different spot in that place. Whatever it looks like for you, I'm coming back with my best work, because my best work worked for a lot of people. And so starting over looks like that. I hope what I've done with this, I've helped you realize that starting over isn't always grim. Starting over isn't always a drag. Starting over isn't something to stress over and not anticipate, because we're never starting from scratch. We're always starting from experience. And sometimes we wonder, but what am I going to do? What do I have? You have so much. And finding your professional purpose helps you discover just how much you have, how much you know, how big you are, because sometimes we don't have a full picture of who we are, and then building from that place. So let me reintroduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Mpumi Mbonane, and I am a Purpose Alignment Strategist. That means I help professionals pivot into fulfilling careers with more impact and more income by discovering their purpose and aligning it to a suitable profession. And baby, I'm back. Not just with another video, but I'm back with life-transforming and life-altering material. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. One thing I will ask you to do, if you, like me, are in a season of starting over, if 2024 for you is a year of starting over, please leave in the comments down there what you're starting over, how that's making you feel, and let's engage in it, right? Let's engage on it. And if you went on a journey of starting over recently and you've got pearls of wisdom to share, if you've got advice you'd like to give us, please, I need the advice. Just drop it in there. Let's all know what you did, what worked, or what didn't work, because we also learn from our failures and our experiences, right? So if starting over is a thing in your mind, whether it's a thing you're coming from or a thing you're stepping into, let's all engage. Let's talk about it. Share your story, share your reservations. Let's just get chatting. Okay. Bye.